So hello and welcome everybody to today's webinar. The topic is Master Root Cause Analysis with ProSolvr Gen AI. Right? And we have many goals here. We want to reduce toil, jumpstart our analysis, speed up resolution, streamline RCA, enhance quality, get happy customers. So we will talk about each of these and how we can get to these goals with our solution. With that, I'm going to jump in through the core. So quick introduction about myself. I'm the CEO of ProSolvr, which is actually Creativity. That's the company name. My background is databases and AI. In case you're wondering what my PhD is in, it is actually in databases, and my master's was in AI. And now, of course, there's Gen AI, right? So Gen AI is the latest and greatest, and it's, of course, a transformative technology. So we are going to delve into, more details of what is Gen AI and how it can help us. I'm a Silicon Valley IT industry veteran. I have 25 years of or more probably of complex problem solving experience. Yeah. So if you look at my LinkedIn profile, you will see that I worked for a number of years at Oracle. Oracle is an enterprise database. And in general, IT, critical applications these days run on IT. If there is a problem, it can often be complex. Is it a hacker attack? Is it something in our code? Is it some change in the infrastructure? We don't know, right? So root cause analysis often done under pressure and actually not often done well in general in the IT industry. So that's how I got into this area. Can we build a solution that is efficient and effective? So I'm very passionate about technology and innovation. Please do connect with me on LinkedIn, and you can also email me privately, julie@prosolvr.tech. So with that, why are we here today? We, of course, have goals that are independent of ProSolvr and Gen AI. So our goal actually is to master root cause analysis, right? So what does it mean to master root cause analysis? It basically means we can investigate the issues in depth. So issues are not just patched over because if they're patched over, they're not really fixed, right? But people tend to gloss over these issues. We fix it and kind of move on without thinking too deep or digging too deep. Why? Because detailed analysis can take a lot of time and effort. Yes, it can also require a lot of knowledge because I have to have a good understanding of, hey, this issue happened because of, a fix we did like 3 months ago. It can often be, a trip backwards in time to figure out what changes happened in the system or what upgrades we made or what are the new uses of our technology or software, whatever domain you're in. It doesn't have to be software. Root cause analysis is a domain independent methodology, right? So investigating issues in depth is not super easy. So our goal is find and fix the true root cause. So this will absolutely require us to dig deep. And what do we get out of investigating issues in depth? We prevent problem recurrence, right? So once we identify the real root, then we can take and track corrective and preventive actions to avoid repeats, right? Now, this is like the holy grail. Problems never happen again. But oftentimes, because we do not get to the real root of a problem, then whatever actions that we come up with, this is called CAPA in Six Sigma terminology, if you're familiar, corrective and preventive actions. The CAPA that we have would be incorrect or incomplete because we never got to the real root, right? So this is very critical to make sure that we take the correct actions to avoid repeats. And then end goal is, of course, enhance quality and reliability, ultimately boost the customer satisfaction. Now, there is always a temptation to take shortcuts because we are all under, tight delivery deadlines, right? We needed the edit yesterday. Managers are breathing down our necks. And so the natural tendency is to skimp on these steps. But we have to be just warned that if we compromise on quality, then it can come back to get us. And then it can be really, really bad. Because trust, once we lose it, it's very hard to earn that, right? You look at what Boeing is going through now. Boeing was the world-class, the best manufacturer in the world. And now it has come down to where we laugh at the headlines. Doors are falling off planes. Then the bolts are not there. Then, every day there's a new incident. They send astronauts up and they cannot bring them back. So they have lost their credibility, right? So like I feel like the best thing that we have as a person, right, is our credibility, even with ourselves, right? Do I trust my own self? If we do not have that, it's a very important quality, right? Once you lose that, if I lose my credibility with you, then it would be very hard for me to get it back. So it's basically a $1 billion lesson that now Boeing is going through. Whoever made these decisions to make the shortcuts on quality, I'm sure they're regretting it right now. The short-term profits are not going to get you the long-term benefits. These take time and effort, and these are really long-term benefits, right? Ultimately, everybody loves fewer problems. We all want to delight our customers. We don't want to be the worst airline company in the world that nobody wants to buy planes from, right? So that is no question that customer satisfaction is the most important determinator of the success of a business. So given that these are our general goals, how can we do it better with ProSolvr Gen AI? What changes? Let's say I want to master root cause analysis. Our goals don't change, right? What we can do is add this one word efficiently. Can we reduce the toil? Can we streamline our efforts? Can we track, actions a little bit better? Can we enhance quality a little bit better? Can we get to our goal of increasing customer delight and satisfaction a little bit faster, right? Efficiently, effectively. So once we fix a problem, they do not happen again. Right. I think we can, in general, agree that it doesn't matter what technology we use. Efficiency is like a core, right? We want to always get there faster. So with that, here's the agenda, 30 minutes of presentation. Hopefully it will be quicker. Let's see. What is Gen AI, right? Why is it useful? In general, yes, it's going to change the world, take our jobs, run our cars, slice our breads. That's fine. But how is it useful for our RCA? Our goal is to master root cause analysis. And then what is ProSolvr? Why is it useful for RCA? Right, in our specific case. So here we will show at least 2 quick demos. RCA Expert Custom GPT demo. This is built on top of OpenAI, which, as most people know, is latest and greatest technology. And then we can also use it within our tool. So this is kind of a bridge, and this is within our tool. ProSolvr is a tool that we have created for the purpose of efficient visual RCA, and we have integrated Gen AI. Again, this is based on OpenAI at this point, but it doesn't have to be. We are calling APIs, and we can call APIs from any technology provider. And before we move further, next steps are you have to try it. I can show demos for hours, but to convince yourself effectively, you have to try it yourself. There's no shortcut. So it's prosolvr.tech/Gen AI. Here you can find all the details, and then Ron and I are, of course, always here for you. So what is generative AI? People here, if you're already familiar with Gen AI or using ChatGPT personally or at your work, if you would be kind enough to share that with a thumbs up or something on the chat, just so that we know that you are kind of familiar with Gen AI. Yeah, so that would be appreciated if you can provide your just quick input. So what is Gen AI? We all know AI, artificial intelligence, right? But Gen AI is a special kind of AI that can generate a variety of new content based on prompts in natural language. So this natural language part is the most important leap in technology. So what basically it can do, I can say, hey, can you draw me a picture of a cat? Okay, or can you draw me a picture of a cat in a hat? Whatever it is, I am speaking to this software or to this application in my language. Okay, and by the way, it can speak many languages. ChatGPT can speak 50+ languages. Last I checked, probably it's now 100. And the most important differentiator, that's the big leap forward, that it can not only understand me, it can retain context and have a conversation with me, right? And then generate output based on my commands. And what are the inputs and outputs? It's a variety. Text, it can understand text, PDF files, Excel, code, images, audio, many other types of data, right? For our purposes, for root cause analysis, most of the data is in text or PDF or Excel. And we're not really writing code here, but we can use these capabilities of Gen AI, like it can understand images. Let's say I drew a fishbone diagram on a board. A lot of times people say that we don't really have a formal RCA, but I drew it on a board and I took a picture with my mobile. Whatever it is, you can upload it to some Gen AI technologies, and they can actually understand that image. right? So what did you draw? You drew a fishbone, right? It can map it. It understands these concepts that we have. And because it's been extensively trained on human knowledge using Wikipedia and all other public sources. So that's a huge, huge body of knowledge that I can bet neither of us have. None of us have here, right? Ron and I certainly don't have it. Even if you just say, for root cause analysis, we do not have complete knowledge of root cause analysis of all problems. I've worked in databases over 20 years. I cannot say I know all the root cause analysis of any possible problem in a database. So, but we can trust that Gen AI has been given access to that kind of data. And if that knowledge exists, it is able to retrieve it and create coherent outputs from that. And why should we even care about it? Because it increases our efficiency and productivity. It dramatically can lower the effort to create or analyze content in natural language. So just as a measure, human reading speed, let's say Ron did a beautiful root cause analysis and he wants me to read it and understand it, right? Human reading speed is like max of like 250 words a minute. So I have to read it, I have to understand it, then I have to apply it. Now, in 1 minute, I can read 250 words. Now, the machine can actually read probably, 250 million words in a minute, right? So the efficiency and productivity is like an order of magnitude higher. And if you can understand what Ron wrote in the incident report, then that is quite amazing, right? It's really amazing technology that can help us reduce costs through automation. So what can it do? So now that it understands Ron's document, it can automate repetitive tasks, such as that analysis of that knowledge. Otherwise, what happens is, if all of us here are trying to read Ron's document, each of us will be spending, say, half an hour or 10 minutes, whatever, understanding his documents. God knows whether we understand it properly or not. And then we have to, let's say, the task is to summarize it. Can you summarize it in a paragraph? What is Ron talking about in this document? So summarization is considered a creative task because our human brains have to digest the information, then analyze it, and then condense it. So Gen AI is an expert at summarizing, and it can do just a simply excellent job in like a fraction, like a micro fraction of the time, right? So all this basically leads to enhanced customer experience. Gen AI based assistants add a lot of value in customer experience. It's exploding in all domains. Like you go to retail, there's Gen AI assistants. Again, we don't want to go into all applications of Gen AI. Our goal is to understand what it can do for us in RC. But I just want to say that this is truly transformative technology. I've been tracking AI technology for 25 years, and it's really a leap forward. Okay, and what is ProSolvr? That's what we have been working on. We come from a background of solving complex problems. So what have we built and why have we built it? So this is our application, and you can go to app ProSolvr Tech. We have free trials, etc. It's based on Lean Six Sigma principles. It's a visual root cause analysis tool with Ishikawa fishbones and RCA templates. So we have the notion of templating built into our product. If I have a problem that I have resolved, can I save that knowledge as a template? So that's not AI, but it's very, very useful. So instead of writing a document that others have to read and understand every time, can I just create a fishbone template? The answer is yes, it's built into our product. Right. And the second goal is to, of course, allow efficient collaboration and coordination. Most root cause analysis teams are not a single person. They have multiple people in there, right? So can we automate the repetitive tasks? Can we support efficient coordination? So this is all built into the tool. This webinar is not about the features of our tool, so I don't want to focus on it. You can look on our YouTube channel. Ron, please, could you post our YouTube channel on chat so people can find it easily? And this is what we're going to focus on: automated AI and Gen AI recommendations from both private as well as public data sources. Right. So our technology, I'm happy to say, very proud to say that it's been patented, and it is a truly unique tool. You have to try it for yourself to understand what it can do for you. Now, why are we even thinking of combining ProSolvr with Gen AI? What would it get us, right? So Gen AI, as we said, is able to understand human language. That's a huge, huge step forward. And ProSolvr is a RCA root cause analysis application or tool that will help you get there faster, easier, smarter, right? So we don't care it's technology, it's Gen AI or Gen AI, it really doesn't matter to us. We look at technology like, can it help us with root cause analysis, right? And the answer is an unequivocal yes for Gen AI. And why? Because it can reduce training times. It can reduce reading times. It can reduce writing times for reporting, etc. So automated knowledge analysis, this is very, very important. And we will see in the demos what it can do. Effective problem resolution. We already talked about this. If we do not investigate a problem in depth, then doors will fall off our planes, right? It has happened and it is known to happen. It's a predictable consequence. So to solve them effectively, we have to have confidence in the RCA process that, yes, I got this problem at its root, so I can fix it exactly where it broke, right? So it's a process improvement, it's operational excellence, it is all the values that Lean Six Sigma stands for. Fishbone analysis, by the way, is one of the recommended quality tools in Six Sigma, Lean Six Sigma, etc. The goal is, of course, to achieve efficient, high-quality operations, excellent operations, right? And ultimately, of course, enhance your customer satisfaction. So let's see how we can do all this. I will just show quick demos. There are detailed demos that we can do. I don't want to, here take up too much time going into the details of everything, but I would like to just give you an overview. So here, the first one, we have built a custom GPT. So if you have used Chat GPT for your own work, right, personal or business, then you know that it can do a lot for us. So here we have a custom GPT that is available on the OpenAI marketplace. So you can go to chatgpt.com/GPTs, and then look for ProSolvr. And you will get our RCA expert, or look for RCA expert. By the way, Ron is our marketing and outreach lead, but he's been inspired by Gen AI, and he's been very, very instrumental, in fact, an essential player in building this custom GPT for us. So it has been trained to do multiple levels of analysis, mostly trained in Fishbone Ishikawa diagrams. Gen AI templates in ProSolvr, how can we use within ProSolvr, how can we leverage Gen AI to get the templates inside ProSolvr as we are solving a problem? And last but not the least, I'd like to give you a preview, not a preview, but a quick view of the AI recommendations in ProSolvr. This is not a preview. It's actually been always there, part of our product, even before Gen AI got so popular. But this is still very valuable. Why? Because you have private data, you are solving all your problems. There is a concern in Gen AI sometimes that, oh, my data is getting stolen to train the AI, right? Now, OpenAI actually guarantees for paid plans not to steal data for training purpose, but people that are still concerned can use our built-in recommendation engine. It's not maybe as powerful as Gen AI, but it still can analyze your data in a very secure way. Nobody can get to it, and it can generate insights which are very valuable. So we will see quick demos. So with that, I'm going to jump in, and we will do QA at the end. Is the sound audible? Ron?
No.
Excuse me. I'll stop the share and start sharing with sound. So this is within ChatGPT. So it's just music, so I'm going to talk over it a little bit. As you can see, we asked it for analysis of an airbag failure. It's actually able to generate a fairly detailed analysis with like 60 different possible causes, and created a CSV file and then also an Excel file that ProSolvr can understand. Yeah. So if you look into the Excel file, it's basically the CSV information. We can import the file into ProSolvr. Okay, so we basically get the template that ChatGPT generates. So we built a bridge from ChatGPT via Excel into our tool. right? So ChatGPT itself, and I can show you live demos after the presentation if anybody's interested. If you open up a ChatGPT window, find our root cause analysis expert, then you will be able to talk to it just like other chat GPTs, except this one is trained specifically and restricted to help you with RCA, including additional things. What if by default, it does, for example, 3 levels of analysis and generates a CSV. What if I want 4 levels of analysis? You can handle that through the chat interface because, like we said, chat GPT and other Gen AI technologies can understand human conversations, and you can ask it to expand and generate a new file if you want to change that. Okay, so getting back to our presentation now. So this is just a quick preview. You can go to chatgpt.com and try it. Ron, could you please post the link on chat, the custom GPT link?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so now this video is about the Gen AI templates in ProSolvr. So instead of going to ChatGPT and then coming to the bridge, let's see how we can do it within ProSolvr. So here we are on a blank template. We don't really know, how to solve this problem. So we give the problem statement, and here we are calling OpenAI APIs, whatever your problem is. In this case, it is retread tire production defects. You can say anything like we have experimented with at least 200, 300 problems, like semiconductor contamination, or my machine doesn't work, my MRI machine is failing, right? So here is the RCA template that is generated through Gen AI. It has done a fairly good job. As we see, it has generated some text. This is all coming from Gen AI, not from ProSolvr. So this means it is from the public knowledge. What process inefficiency, material deficiencies, environmental factors, design flaws, right? So whatever you see here, everything came from public knowledge. There is no data upload here from our side. So we can use this template very easily. As we said, templating is built into ProSolvr, is very powerful. Whatever Gen AI generated, we put it in a template format with this hierarchy and import it directly, right? So as you see, it gives you a huge leg up, whatever you want to analyze, right? Here we analyzed, retread tire failures, but it doesn't matter. Whatever problem you choose, you can actually get to that very, very easily with Gen AI. At least get the suggestions, but this is the starting point. I do want to emphasize that AI is not, perfect. Does it hallucinate? Yes. Will it give wrong answers sometimes? Yes. Other answers sometimes not the same? Yes. So it's a starting point, and then after that you can put in your own knowledge. And the recommendation is, best practice is, we customize the AI template, save it as our own template, so that next time Ron comes along or Annie comes along, they can actually look at our template library. That's our template library. It may have been generated with the help of Gen AI, but it's still our customized knowledge, and then they can use that directly. Okay, so this is a quick preview. And the AI recommendations in ProSolvr, like I said, some people still have concerns about Gen AI. Oh my God, it's going to steal my data and feed it to my competitor. I've solved 200 problems, really done a good job. I don't want to share that information, right? Now, there is really not as much concern I feel, because the OpenAI guys, if they are so smart and they can change the world with Gen AI technology, I'm sure security, they understand, is a very important issue. Data privacy, security. People are not going to give up their private data to train their competitors, right? It doesn't make sense for anybody. So they have given a guarantee in their terms of use that if you buy a license, the free accounts, you still have the option, I believe, to opt out, but in a paid account, they will not use the data for training and sharing with others. So if you trust that, great. Even otherwise, we have a built-in recommendation engine using AI, not Gen AI per se, but regular AI and data analytics that can generate insights for you based on the problems you have solved before. So let's say I've solved 10 similar problems, manufacturing defects or whatever, and now I want to solve 11th problem. Can I ask ProSolvr, hey, can you help me with insights from my own data? Forget Gen AI. You don't trust Gen AI, you can forget about it. You can just use our built-in recommendation engine. So let's quickly see how that works. Hello and welcome to this ProSolvr demo. Here we will walk through how to use the AI-powered recommendations in the ProSolvr application. We have a system called automotive, and it has a certain number of solved problems, as you can see. And here we will see, now we will log a new problem and see how we can get recommendations from the knowledge of these solved problems. So let's add a problem quickly. The problem time is defaulted to the current time, but let's give it our own number. Problem number 200, airbag fails, non-deployment. Car collided, but airbag failed to inflate. Now it's obviously a serious problem. We give it a priority of P1. The rest of the fields are optional. You can fill them out as needed. Let's save it, and this will take us to the ProSolvr RCA workspace, airbag fail non-deployment, and this is the default deployment template, which is essentially a blank template with categories and YYs that you can replace. Now our goal is to get the recommendations for this problem. So based on whatever we have entered, we can try to get the recommendations by clicking on the fish icon and saying get recommendations. Let's try that. And the system comes back with most likely causes, recommended actions, priority assignees, then the matching problems and matching templates. Now the first step in the recommendation engine takes is use natural language processing to match this problem with the existing problems in our knowledge repository. As you see, they are number 1, number 2, 3 ranked like that, and then there is a problem number here that you can check out if you want, and there is a compare link, because we want our AI to be explainable. Whatever matching we are doing, why did we rank it number 1? So it actually shows this is the problem description of our current problem, and this is the description of our earlier problem, and they are a good match. The match score is indicated here. Likewise, the problem title is compared to the title, and this is also a good match. And they are also sometimes cross compared, because I might put more information in the problem description in one case and the title could be short. So there are clever logic in here, smart logic, that will actually try to do the best possible matches based on the information you have entered before. Now after these matching problems are computed, we have a second step that the recommendation engine takes, and that is to find the fish bones of all these problems and try to figure out what were the causes that were at fault or contributing causes for these problems and what kind of actions were taken. So that is the analysis that generates these results. Most likely causes, material is damaged spring. Let's look at more. So this is kind of like a Pareto analysis. This is the cause under this category, and it happened 3 times. Bad glue happened twice, and the machine and environment, etc., happened once each. As you see, the problem links are provided here, and you can go to them directly to view the problem details manually. So this is auto-generated, but you can always check out the suggestions manually to confirm. Let's see what's under the recommended actions. If you click on more, you will see that 3 cases we replaced the material. Was it useful? Yes. In one case it was maybe, etc. And these are again the problem links that you can check out for yourself to make sure that these are the correct recommendations to verify or confirm. So suggested priorities and suggested assignees, these are the people that had solved it earlier. Now we are a visual collaborative tool, and these links are all very nice. However, they are still just links or information that we would have to absorb and then reapply to create the fishbone. So instead, our tool actually generates the fishbone directly. Let's see how it does that. So I can actually go into the fishbone here and say get aggregated fishbone. Aggregated fishbone, and here you see a best match fishbone. This will pick up the fishbone from the best matching problem, the best similarity match like we saw. Aggregated fishbone is a little different. It actually takes the matching problems and tries to aggregate the contributing causes and do a frequency analysis and a likelihood analysis. So let's look at that. Here is the suggestion of from all the solved problems. This is what is generated. Machine had 1 and environment had 1, and the rest of it came under material. So if you add them up, they will add up to 100, and now we can just simply accept the fishbone to get a jump start on our problem. So aggregated fishbone, if you think of it, is really the insights gathered from our solved problems, and it's really very accurate in our tool because the fishbone has a very well defined structure, and we can gather up the knowledge from the solved fishbones. Let's just accept it and see how we can get the fishbone copied over. As you see, the probabilities are given here, and also the causes under this categories. So I can now start checking them one by one, and I can say, hey, damage string is not my problem. I am going to clear this cause. I'm going to say this is not a cause, right? Or likely not a cause. I can add a clue. I can add a picture saying that the damage spring was not really damaged. So I can validate or substantiate my decision making, right? And let's say I check the bad glue as well, and there was no problem with the glue, so I can clear this, and then it is going to clear the parent cause because all the children have been cleared. So this leg turns green. Now I have to check the rest of it until I come to the actual root cause. So as you see, this aggregated fishbone can really help us to jumpstart the problem solving. So this is the aggregated knowledge, and if you want to see the actual recommendations, you can always go back to the details and see here what the frequency distribution of the various causes are, which problems they came from. So this page has a little more details on the problems that were used to generate these recommendations. I hope this demo was useful for you. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to us at support. Okay, I think I'm running a little bit late, but I think that kind of summarizes our demo section. Next steps would be try our app for free for 30 days, app ProSolvr Tech, and learn more. ProSolvr Tech Gen AI, LinkedIn.com, company ProSolvr. Please follow us on LinkedIn, and you can also reach out to us personally, Julie at ProSolvr.tech, Ron.Spencer at ProSolvr.tech, support at ProSolvr.tech.